You look in the mirror every single day. You eat less than your friends, you exercise more than most people you know. You have tried every diet that exists on the internet. Keto, intermittent fasting, low carb, low fat, high protein, calorie deficit, and the weight around your belly is still there. Not just there, it is growing, slowly, stubbornly, like it is glued to your body. And by now, you have started to believe the cruelest thing a person can believe about themselves, that you are just not trying hard enough. I need you to stop thinking that right now, because the reason you cannot lose weight has nothing to do with your food. It has nothing to do with your effort. It has nothing to do with your willpower. Your liver is poisoning your hormones silently every single day. And until someone fixes that, nothing else will ever work. Today, I am going to show you exactly what is happening inside your body right now. Why your liver is the hidden reason your fat refuses to move. What a struggling liver does to your hormones, your metabolism, and your ability to burn fat. And what the warning signs are that your liver has already been struggling for years, while everyone around you just told you to eat less and move more. Stay with me, because this changes everything you thought you knew about your own body. Let us start with what your liver actually does, because most people think the liver just processes alcohol, and that misunderstanding is costing millions of people their health. Your liver is the most metabolically active organ in your entire body. It performs over 500 different functions every single day. It processes every nutrient that enters your body through food. It produces bile to break down fat. It regulates your blood sugar. It stores and releases energy. It filters every toxin, every chemical, every medication, and every hormone that flows through your bloodstream. And here's the part that nobody talks about. Your liver is your primary hormone processing center. Every hormone your body produces, estrogen, cortisol, insulin, thyroid hormone, testosterone, must pass through the liver to be processed, balanced, and cleared from the body. When your liver is working properly, hormones stay in balance. Metabolism runs efficiently. Fat burns the way it is supposed to. When your liver is overwhelmed, inflamed, or clogged with fat, it cannot process hormones properly. Hormones build up. They become dangerously imbalanced. And when your hormones are imbalanced, your body holds on to fat with everything it has. Because from your body's perspective, releasing that fat feels like a threat, and the body does not negotiate with threats. Now let us talk about the scale of this problem, because what is happening in America right now should terrify every single person watching this. Between 30 and 40% of adults in the United States have some form of fatty liver disease right now. That is nearly 4 in 10 people, and the vast majority of them have absolutely no idea. Fatty liver disease happens when too much fat builds up inside the liver cells. The liver becomes congested, inflamed. It starts to slow down. And as it slows down, every single function it is responsible for starts to degrade, including hormone processing. And here is what makes this so devastating for anyone trying to lose weight. When your liver is struggling, you tend to store fat, especially around your midsection. And you have a much harder time tapping into stored fat for energy, no matter what diet you choose. No matter how much willpower you have. Weight loss becomes nearly impossible when the liver is the problem. You are not failing the diet. The diet is failing you, because nobody fixed the liver first. So how exactly does a damaged liver poison your hormones? Let me walk you through exactly what happens inside your body. The first hormone your liver destroys when it is struggling is insulin. When your liver is full of fat and inflamed, it becomes resistant to insulin. Insulin is the hormone that tells your cells to absorb glucose from the blood for energy. When the liver is insulin resistant, glucose stays in the bloodstream. Your pancreas panics and pumps out more and more insulin, trying to force the signal through. Now you have chronically high insulin levels flooding your system. And high insulin is the single most powerful fat storage signal your body knows. High insulin tells every fat cell in your body, do not release anything. Store everything. Lock it all in. So you eat less. You exercise. You create a calorie deficit. But your insulin is screaming at your fat cells to stay locked. And they listen to insulin, not to your willpower. The fat does not move. And you blame yourself. But the problem was never you. The second hormone your liver destroys is estrogen. Your liver is responsible for breaking down and clearing excess estrogen from your body. When your liver is overloaded, it cannot clear estrogen efficiently. Estrogen accumulates in the bloodstream. Excess estrogen in women causes weight gain, specifically around the hips, belly, and thighs. It causes water retention. It makes the fat cells in those areas resistant to releasing stored fat, no matter what you do. In men, excess estrogen causes belly fat, loss of muscle mass, low energy, and a hormonal environment where fat loss becomes almost biologically impossible. And here's what makes this even worse: plastic food containers, pesticides sprayed on produce, chemicals in skincare products, tap water. The environment around you is filled with compounds called xenoestrogens, chemicals that mimic estrogen in your body. They enter your bloodstream every single day, and your already struggling liver cannot clear them fast enough. So estrogen builds and builds. And the belly fat you cannot lose no matter what you try. That is not a discipline problem. That is an estrogen problem. That is a liver problem. The third hormone your liver is silently destroying is cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. In normal amounts, it is essential for survival. But your liver is also responsible for regulating cortisol, clearing it from the bloodstream once it has done its job. When your liver is damaged or overloaded, cortisol stays elevated far longer than it should. And chronically elevated cortisol does something very specific and very dangerous to your body. It instructs your body to store fat in your abdominal area, deep, visceral belly fat. The dangerous kind that wraps around your internal organs. The kind that is directly linked to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. So you are stressed, your cortisol rises, your liver cannot clear it fast enough. It stays elevated for hours, and your body packs fat directly onto your stomach while you wonder why nothing you try makes any difference at all. Now I want to go through the warning signs of a struggling liver, because most people watching this have been living with these symptoms for years without ever connecting them to the liver. Listen carefully. Count how many of these apply to you right now. Belly fat that will not move no matter what you do. Specifically, fat concentrated around the waist and lower abdomen. This is one of the most consistent signs of liver-related hormonal disruption in the body. Extreme fatigue after meals, particularly after eating anything containing fat. Your liver is struggling to produce enough bile to process what you just ate, and your energy crashes hard as a result. Bloating after eating, especially after fatty foods or heavy meals. When the liver is congested, bile flow becomes sluggish, and fat sits in your gut undigested for hours, causing that uncomfortable fullness and bloating. Waking up consistently between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. with no obvious reason. These are the hours when your liver does its deepest processing work. Many people with liver stress report this exact waking pattern for years without understanding why. Persistent skin problems, itching without a rash, skin that feels reactive, dry, or inflamed. When your liver cannot clear toxins efficiently, they escape through your skin instead. A dull ache or feeling of heaviness in the upper right side of your abdomen just below your rib cage. That is exactly where your liver sits. Any persistent discomfort in that area is a warning sign that should never be ignored. Bad breath that does not go away regardless of how well you clean your teeth. When the liver cannot filter toxins, they escape through the breath. Brain fog, heavy, cloudy thinking, difficulty concentrating, feeling mentally slow. Your liver filters the blood that feeds your brain. When filtering is compromised, those toxins reach the brain, and the result is that foggy, disconnected feeling that no amount of sleep fixes. Dark urine, pale or clay-colored stools. These indicate that bile production and flow are being disrupted, a direct liver signal. Now, how many of those did you just count? If your number is 3 or more, your liver is already asking for help, and it has probably been asking for a long time. So what do you actually do about this? Step 1. Get your liver checked. A standard liver function panel, ALT, AST, GGT, and bilirubin, gives your doctor a clear picture of how your liver is performing right now. Ask for it specifically at your next appointment. Do not wait for your doctor to suggest it. Most routine checkups do not include it automatically. Step 2. Remove what is overburdening your liver immediately. Alcohol is the most obvious one, but there are 2 others that are destroying livers silently across this country. Processed vegetable oils, sunflower oil, canola oil, soybean oil. These cause direct inflammatory damage to liver cells. And high fructose corn syrup, found in almost every packaged food and sweetened drink, is converted directly to liver fat when consumed in excess. These 3 things need to go. Step 3. Start actively supporting your liver with food. Dark leafy greens, especially bitter greens like arugula and dandelion, stimulate bile production and support the liver's detoxification pathways. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts contain specific compounds that directly help the liver clear excess hormones, especially estrogen. Garlic and turmeric have well-documented liver protective properties backed by research. Step 4. Reduce your toxic load from the outside. Filter your drinking water. Stop heating food in plastic containers. Choose organic for the produce you eat most frequently. Reassess what goes on your skin because your skin absorbs everything. These changes reduce the daily chemical burden your liver has to process, and the difference adds up faster than you would expect. Step 5. Understand that liver recovery is real and it is possible. The liver is one of the only organs in the human body with genuine regenerative ability. When you remove the burden and give it the support it needs, it begins to heal. And when it heals, insulin resistance improves. Estrogen clears properly. Cortisol regulates. Your hormones rebalance. Your metabolism restores itself. And the weight that would not move for years finally begins to shift. Not because you found more willpower, because you finally fixed the right problem. You were never broken. You were never lazy. You were never someone who just could not stick to a plan. You were someone whose liver was silently drowning under a toxic load that nobody ever taught you to recognize. And you were fighting a hormonal war with diet and exercise when the real battle was happening in an organ nobody told you to look at. The belly fat was not a character flaw. It was a message. The fatigue after meals was not weakness. It was a warning. The weight that would not move was not your failure. It was your liver asking for help in the only language it has. Now you speak that language. Now you know what to look for, what to ask, what to change, and why everything you tried before was not wrong. It was just incomplete. Go get your liver tested. Share this video with someone who has been blaming themselves for not losing weight. And remember, the answer was never on the food label. It was inside you all along.